Hello. So in this video, you'll be working out how to work the calories best for you. So we're going to start off daily and then work on weekly. So it is totally up to you how you work your calories. Now, whatever your schedule's like, whatever your day-to-day life is like, will depend on how you work your calories. Now, if you've got a lifestyle that changes often, then this is where we can use different variations and different methods to work out your calories. So you will see in the first example here, we have just the daily, all the same, Monday through Sunday, 2,000 calories. So in the examples, we're going to use 14,000 calories, just to keep it nice and simple, so that it's 2,000 calories every single day. So if you prefer working daily, then again, that's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong option. It's just whatever suits you best. So, working daily and working weekly might suit different people because either the daily way gives them a regimented way of following and adhering to their calories every single day, which means that just keeps them more on track, and mentally that's better for them. But if you're trying to work it weekly, then the next examples are going to be the ones for you. So, for example, I've got different examples here, which is going to be each day is different. So, depending on your work schedule, depending on your life, you might have days where you're just very, very erratic with your eating through no fault of your own, just due to a hectic schedule or a busy lifestyle, whatever. So to work your calories with a busy lifestyle, if you end up going up and down and up and down and up and down. So if you look at Monday, so we've got 1800. So for all the examples, anything that is in yellow is lower than 2000 calories. Anything that's above 2000 calories is going in red to show that we've went over. The yellow is going to be an under, just so that you can follow it as I'm talking. So 1800 on the Monday, and then we go over 2500 on the Tuesday. We then go back under 1900 on the Wednesday, over 2,400 on the Thursday, over 2,600 on the Friday, and then under and under on the Saturday and Sunday. But if you count that all up, it should anyway, depending on if my maths is right, it should end up at 14,000. So it doesn't matter if you're over and under and over and under. Now, this is where it does matter in terms of your energy. So, for example, if you're having days where you're under your calories, you might find that you're actually, so for example, we use the Monday, we might find that because we're going under on the Monday, that's why you're going over on the Tuesday, because your body was deprived of, say, 200 calories, but your body will always try and maintain homeostasis. So, homeostasis is regulating your body and keeping everything the same as much as it can. So, this is why, like, whenever you're really, really, really hungry, you and your brain will basically get you to eat as many calories as possible, whether it's through food or liquid, to make up that energy deficit from however many days ago. So I'll get onto more of that example in a few, which will kind of explain that theory a wee bit better, but we'll stick on this one just now. So again, it doesn't really matter if you go up, down, up, down, up, down. As long as you equate to 14,000 at the end of your week, then you're absolutely fine. So the next example is going to be saving up for the weekend. So say you have a night out planned or a weekend, whatever. So you know well in advance that that's coming up and you want to save calories. So 1200, 1200, 1200, 1200, 1200, and then that saves up calories for the weekend where you can go 4,000 and 4,000. And again, it equates to 14,000 calories, which again is fine because that's sticking within your calorie limit. So then we go on to the accidentally went over. Now, this is very, very easy to do, but very easy to fix also. So absolutely fine on the Monday, fine on the Tuesday. Had a bit of a slip up on the Wednesday. Now, it could just be, I don't know, an extra couple of glasses of wine, which has tipped you over. But again, not to worry. We just go back on the Thursday, normal. Go back on the Friday, normal. And then at the weekend, now again, you can choose whatever days you decide to go under. You can choose whatever you like. But say you went the Saturday and Sunday, put it to 1250. 1250. Now that is quite low. If you're on 2,000 calories per day, going to 1250 is quite low. And again, I'm only using the example of 2 days there, but you can spread that out over the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday to give you basically less of a drop every single day. Again, these examples, I've just made multiple examples so that you can see how differently you can work your calories to suit you. So again, I've just used the examples of 1250 and 1250, but you can spread it over the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to bring it back out at 14,000. So the next example is going to be last minute plans. So this is a very, very common one where you just decide, or I've just decided plenty of times where I'm like, "Ah, you know what, I'm just going to have a drink at the weekend. I'm just going to have a little blowout and I'm just going to let off some. Everybody needs it. And this is why I want to give you the tools so that you can plan for this in advance. So absolutely fine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you have had a horrendous week at work and you get to Friday and you're like, you know what? I'm having a blowout. And that's absolutely fine as long as it's accounted for. So Friday, 3,000 calories. So you're 1,000 over on that day, and then 3,000 on the Saturday. Now, say you don't want to, well, you can't rectify that in a day unless you take away an extra 2,000 calories, which would mean you would eat absolutely nothing on the Sunday. And I mean, not a morsel of food. Is that good advice? Of course it's not. So you would end that week over 2,000 calories on 16,000 calories. Now, not to worry, because the next examples are going to be examples of ways to then fix that. So you had a not an overindulgence, but you went over your calories at the weekend. So how do you fix that? So you can. Now, this is where we get a bit more, I would like to say a bit more sensible with doing this, because all of these examples have been skimming calories away from your diet. Now, I don't like doing that because, and I'm only showing you the numbers to see what can be done. But I don't like just taking somebody's food away and not trying to burn more calories, because every single time you take food away, you take the potential of your recovery away. So every single time you skim calories, you're robbing yourself of energy, which it might be fine to negate the calories that you consumed at the weekend. But in terms of how you feel during the week, obviously because you're then taking, say, 300, 250 calories away every single day, that's going to mount up and you're going to feel tired and you're going to feel sluggish because you've been used to having the 2,000 calories every single day. So again, we're just showing you what can be done, but I'll go on to what I actually want you to do in the next two examples after this. So the next week fix is the just skimming example. So it's here. So 1700, 1700, 1700, all the way through to the weekend, where we then just put in an extra an extra 50 calories on each, which brings you out at 12,000 calories. Now, it takes you out at 12,000 calories because we were trying to take it, we were over 2,000 calories on the week before. So we need to eat under 2,000 calories on that week. So we end up at 12,000. Now, not an ideal situation, and I definitely wouldn't recommend that, because you might just feel, again, that might set you up for another bad week that you then end up over consuming on the next week because your body's went all week going low, 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 low. So what you can do is, on the next example, the next week fix, just burning more. Sorry, this is not skimming. This is just burning more. So now we're getting on to what you should be thinking about doing. So instead of always thinking, oh, it's okay, I can just dip my calories the next few days or whatever. Again, that's taking recovery and that's taking food away from you, which is taking away muscle building calories and fat loss calories as well. Because if you've been taking away energy through the week, are you going to have good workouts in the gym or outside or whatever? Of course you're not. You're going to be down on energy. So actually, in your total weekly calorie burn, you're going to be down because you're going to be tired. So I'll show you the example of just burning more, again, like I've just done with the calories. So the just burning more option would be eating 2,000 calories all the way through the week, but for 5 days of the week, you're burning 400 extra calories than you normally would. So this is where having like a calorie counting watch, and you don't need one, but it's just handy to have. I mean, you can use pieces of equipment in the gym to kind of gauge roughly where your calories are at. But again, you don't need one. All you would do is, if you don't have any calorie counting equipment, all you would do is just work a certain amount of time over and above what you've normally been doing. So if you were going to go down the just burning more route, then it would be 400 extra calories for 5 days of the week, which again mounts up to that 2,000 calories that you had from the last minute plans example. And then from there, that brings you back out at 14,000 calories. So not only have you now been able to eat 2,000 calories for 7 days a week, meaning you don't have to take any food out of your diet, but just by burning 400 extra calories for 5 days, and again, that's just an example. You can work it over 7 days if you want. You can manipulate the numbers however you want, but I would always encourage that you burn more calories where you can, so that you can then still have your food and still be able to have good workouts in between. And finally, on to the next week burn and skim option. So This one will be taking food away, but it's not as much as the previous example. So you're only going down to 1800 calories for 5 days. So that's to accrue an extra 1000 calories that's saved by just taking it down to 1800. And then you burn an extra 200 calories for 5 days, which again accrues an 1000 calorie deficit. And then from there, that brings you out at 13,000 calories, which will bring you back out even because you've burned that extra 1,000 calories through exercise and because you've skimmed 1,000 calories through taking it away over the 5 days. You then claw back the 2,000 calories you then accrued over the last minute plans example. So that covers it for the working your calories daily or weekly. Now, again, it totally depends on your lifestyle, how your weeks are changing, because you can implement any one of these at any given time. But what I would always say is look to burn before you start thinking about taking calories away, because as I said previously, if you start taking calories away, you then bring down recovery, you bring down energy as well. So always look to burn instead of skimming. All right, so now that we know how to set up the calories, I will see you in the next video.